Hello, scholars, and welcome to Religious Studies 130, Introduction to Comparative Religion. My name is John Dryden, and I will be the instructor for the course. And in this Start Here video, I simply want to orient you to the course so that you know what you need to know in order to get started. First of all, this course is in a new view of Blackboard known as Blackboard Ultra. If you haven't had a course in Blackboard Ultra, this is the default page that you will come into when you log into the course. It's the course content page. And it's on this page that you'll access the instructions for each week and the links that you need to complete those instructions for each week in these weekly folders. So you can see here under course content there are currently two folders. There's the Start Here folder, which gives you some orientation materials, the syllabus and the like. And then there's a week 1 folder, which contains instructions for you to complete during the first week of the class, as well as all of the links that you need in order to complete those instructions. But in addition to this course content page, there are other pages in Blackboard Ultra. There's a calendar, which you can access by clicking Calendar on the top left. There's also a link to the discussions. So this course will make use of discussion boards. I will always link out to those in the weekly folders, so I don't know that you'll need to go to this page here. But in case you need to get back to some previous discussion board, you can do that by clicking Discussions. And then importantly, there's a grade book, which allows you to keep track of your grade. So it will list all of the assignments that have been assigned, the due date of those assignments, their status, your grade on them if they've been graded. And then off to the top right, you will see a current grade, which will give you a snapshot for how well you're doing in the course at any particular time. Next to gradebook, there's also a messages page, but I do not make use of that in this course. You can use that to message me or other students, but I will have you know I'm not in the habit of checking that very often. So if you need to get a hold of me, the best way to do that is by email, and I'll show you where to get my email address here in just a minute. But those are the main pages of Blackboard Ultra. Going back to the course content page, let me just orient you here toward the course overview. So first you will see a course overview document, which just gives you a description of the course, the goals of the course, my contact information, there's my email address, as well as my office phone number, a little bit about myself. And then also for online classes, I offer virtual office hours. So my office hours this semester are Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12:30 to 3:30. And you can make use of those by clicking this link, and it will take you to the conferencing platform that I use to hold virtual office hours. So there's that. And then if you haven't had a course in Blackboard Ultra before, you might want to watch this video, Navigating Inside a Course, that will help get you familiar with Blackboard Ultra. Okay, next there is the course syllabus, which of course is important, and I'd like to go over at least the essential parts of this. So again, you can see my contact information here. Again, another course description. This is a general education course, so it talks a little bit about that, and the course competencies, the goals for this specific gen ed course. Regarding textbooks, there is a required textbook, but you have access to the ebook through Blackboard, and you have already, the price for that textbook was included with the tuition, so there shouldn't be anything else you have to pay for that, and I'll show you how to access that here in just a minute, but it's entitled Religion Matters by Stephen Prothero. It also mentions a little bit about required software. I'll let you read that for yourself, and technical skill requirements. Under attendance, time commitment, and student expectations, there is an important note here regarding the religious literacy survey. So the course is organized by week, so every week there will be a new folder that will open up on Mondays, and everything in that folder will be due the following Sunday by the end of the day at 11:59 p.m. There's only one exception to that, which is in week 1, which is a religious literacy survey, which you need to complete earlier on January the 12th. So this is a survey that just tests your general knowledge of world religions. Don't worry if you don't know the answer to any of those questions. It's not graded, but you do need to complete the religious literacy survey by the end of the day on the 12th, or you're going to be automatically withdrawn from the course. This is the way I register attendance for the course. So be sure to complete that, and I'll show you how to do that here in just a minute. Then there's also the evaluation techniques. So this maybe is what you're most interested in. This shows how you'll be graded in the course. And you can see there are 6 different kinds of assignments. First of all, there are inquisitive assignments. So inquisitive is a online quizzing tool that helps you understand the reading from the textbook. So each week there will be an assigned reading from the textbook as well as a corresponding inquisitive assignment. I have another video in the Start Here folder that goes over how to complete those. I'll show you where that is here in just a moment, but it will be important to watch that video so that you know how to complete those assignments. But those will take place every week, and collectively those inquisitive assignments are worth 10% of your final grade. With the exception of week 1, every week will also include a documentary for you to watch and answer questions on. So these are movie questions. There will be a set of questions for you to answer and to submit based on the documentary that I have you watch. Those are worth 10% of your final grade collectively. Then thirdly, I will deliver lecture content each week in the course, and we'll have you answer some short answer questions on those lectures. So these are lecture assignments. There will be 3 or 4 of these every week, and collectively they will be worth 10% of your final grade. Fourthly, there are discussion boards. So every week I will provide a discussion prompt for you to address, and to provide an initial post on. And then the following week you will come back and reply to 2 other students' initial post on that discussion board, as well as write a new initial post on the next week's discussion board. So those discussion boards will include an initial post and then replies that you do the following week. And those are worth 10% of your final grade. There are 2 tests, each covering half of the course material. So the first test will cover the first 3 weeks of the course material, and the second test will cover the last 3 weeks of the course material. I will give you a study guide, so you'll know how to study for these in advance of the due date. That will contain multiple choice and essay questions, and collectively these 2 tests are worth 30% of your final grade. And then finally, there will be 2 short comparison papers for you to write, and these will be worth 30% of your final grade collectively. So you can see the grade breakdown here, the percentage that each of these type of assignments are worth, and the grading scale, which is a standard grading scale, listed there. Underneath that, you'll see a schedule of topics. So week 1, we're going to introduce you to the study of religion. And then week 2, we'll look at the religion of Hinduism and then Buddhism. And then we'll pause in week 4 to take a test and write a paper over the first 3 weeks' material. And then week 5, we'll look at Judaism, 6, Christianity, week 7, Islam. And then week 8, we'll take a test over weeks 5, 6, and 7, as well as submit a paper. Okay, so that's the basic schedule of the course. The rest of the syllabus I'm going to let you read on your own. It is important, so do read it. But that is the syllabus. And if you want to download the Word document of this, you can do that here by clicking these 3 dots and clicking Download Original File. It contains all the same information above. It's just in a Word document in case that's easier for you. Below that, you'll see 2 rubrics. So these are rubrics that let you know how I grade both the discussion boards and the paper when we get there. And so you might want to look at those, particularly the discussion board rubric, because there is a discussion board for you to complete during week 1. Okay, so that's syllabus and rubrics. Underneath that, you will see another link to my virtual office space there. Beneath that, you will see a link to the ebook for the course, for the textbook. Now, in the weekly folders, I will link you out to the specific chapter we're reading for that week. But this is a way to get to the whole book. Okay, so in case you ever want to go back and look at some previous chapter, you can do that just by clicking this link, and clicking Launch. And then you will see the chapters listed here. If you click on one of those chapters, it will take you to the start of that chapter. And then you can navigate through the sections of the chapter by clicking the arrows that are on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. They should appear here. Right here. You can click through the various sections of the chapter, or you can also navigate by hitting these 3 horizontal bars and going to different sections of the chapters. Okay, so that is the textbook, which you should already have access to. If you have trouble accessing it, please send me an email and let me know, and I will try to help you with that. And then next, there is a video on how to complete those inquisitive assignments. So please watch this video after you get done watching the video that you're currently watching. Then underneath that, there is additional resources. This just contains things that might be useful for any online course you take at ECTC. So a little bit about technology troubleshooting and academic resources, links to the library, etc. Okay, then below that you will see the week 1 folder, and so this contains the assignments that you need to complete for this week. And the first thing to note is the week 1 overview and instructions. So be sure to read these first, because this lets you know everything you need to do. And if you open that up, it will give you just a kind of overview, and then it will show you the module activities, and they will be divided up into units. I divide them up into units to allow you to pace yourself. So my recommendation would be to take 1 unit per day, rather than trying to complete all 3 or 4 units, as the case may be, in 1 day. Okay, so this is just a way of helping to pace yourself. So you can see Unit 1.1, and there's 3 set of instructions there. Unit 1.2, 4 set of instructions there, and Unit 1.3, 4 set of instructions there. Okay, so that lets you know what you need to do, and in order to do those, you just go into the unit folders, and it will contain links for you to complete each of those assignments. So if you go into Unit 1.1, you will see, first of all, a class introductions discussion board. So I'd like you to introduce yourself by clicking this link, and you will be able to read about me introducing myself. And then after that, you can type a response here where you can introduce yourself. And I left instructions about information that I'm looking for up here. Okay, so that is how to introduce yourself to the course. Then, very importantly, that religious literacy survey. So everything in the week 1 folder is due on the 16th, with the exception of this survey, which again is due earlier on the 12th. So if you click this link and then click View Assessment, it will bring up the religious literacy survey, and it will have some questions, and you do the best you can on these. If you don't know the answer to any of these, that's okay. Just put I don't know. Don't use the internet to look up the answers to these questions. I'm not interested that you know the answers to these questions. If you don't know the answer to them, that means you're just taking the right course. Okay, but you do need to complete these, complete this literacy survey, and then once you have filled all of these out, you can click Submit at the bottom right-hand side of the screen here to submit your survey. And then there's an inquisitive assignment. This first inquisitive assignment is actually an inquisitive assignment on how to complete inquisitive assignments. So be sure you watch that video that I mentioned earlier before beginning this. And then under the Unit 1.2 folder, you will see links to the textbook reading. So if you click this will take you to the textbook, but it will take you to the chapter that you are assigned to read. And then there's a lecture assignment. So if you click this and click View Assessment, it will take you to a video that will contain a lecture on the introduction to the study of religion, and it'll have some questions for you to answer on that. And then you'll click Submit after you've submitted your responses. Discussion board number 1 is there, and you can click that and read the prompt. Watch the video, read the prompt, and respond. Okay, and then in the Unit 1.3 folder, again, there's another textbook reading, another inquisitive assignment, and another lecture assignment. Okay, so again, I would pace yourself by taking 1 unit per day instead of trying to cram it all in at the end of the week. And then on Monday, Monday the 17th, the week 2 folder will open up, and it will contain a new set of instructions, and that process will continue for the 8 weeks of the course. So again, let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to send me an email. You know where my email address is by now. And I look forward to getting to know you all by reading your introductions and that discussion board. And I'm looking forward to the course ahead. Thank you.